All right, welcome everybody. I'm Mark Wagner of the EdTech team. Our team is producing the Google Apps for Education California Summit this summer in Santa Clara, July 12th and 13th. You're all invited. If you'd like to join us, the URL is CA for California, .gafe summit, that's G-A-F-E, Google Apps for Education, summit.com, ca.gafesummit.com if you'd like to join us. There's more information about the program there. And we're joined today by keynote speaker Dan Russell from Google, by a number of our spotlight speakers, and by at least one person who's interested in the summit. So thanks for joining us, John. If you guys are seeing this live right now, feel free to jump right in with questions in the comments or to join us in the Hangout. And this will be posted as a recording after the fact in my stream and on our page and on the site. So we'll go ahead and dive right in. Why don't we start with Dan? Dan, can you give us a brief introduction of yourself? Dan Russell at Google is going to be performing, I guess I should say, right? Producing, delivering the day 2 keynote at the summit on July 13th. So take it away, Dan.
Sure. So my job is truly one of the world's great jobs. My job is to try to understand how it is that people use Google search. So I'm part of the core search team here at the Googleplex, and what I do is basically do a lot of teaching and do a lot of observation, and I try to take what I see people having trouble with, people doing well at, and take that back to the engineering staff and say, hey, let's do it a little bit different. So for example, one of the things I'll be talking about is some of the less known features that people don't know about in Google search. One of the nice examples I like to give is about using Google's image similar search. So if you go and do an ordinary Google image search, in the lower left corner, when you hover over a tile, there's a little button, a little blue button that says similar. I just completed a set of studies in Central California where I found that 90% of people don't know about this feature. And if you're trying to find a suite of images all on a shared topic, say for a class or for a series of classes you're trying to do, this is going to save your bacon. So it's a really nice, small feature. But that's what I'll be talking about, is features like that that change the way you think about search, change the way you think about teaching. But that's what I plan on talking about.
Awesome. Thanks, Dan.
Sure.
And by the way, if you guys don't mind muting while each other are talking, it'll help it from switching screens right now. I've lost the ability to select one particular speaker temporarily. I'll wait while the Hangout catches up. In the meantime, Jim, I'm just going to go across my screen. Jim, if you don't mind introducing yourself and just tell us a little about what you hope to share. We'll come back around a second round for some tips at the end. How's that?
That sounds good. My name's Jim Sill, and I am a high school teacher in Central California. I'm not one of those 90%, but I know a few people who are. I also am a Google certified teacher and a Google Apps EDU certified trainer. I have the pleasure of going around the country and talking about how these awesome Google tools are used in my classroom and how people can use them in theirs. And when I get to the summit, I hope to be sharing about, one of the things I hope to be sharing about is Google Calendar. And when we come back around, I'll show you a couple tips about that.
Awesome. So Jim's got a calendar tip queued up for us, but he's also been involved with the Google YouTube EDU efforts, for YouTube for Schools and YouTube for Teachers. So he'll be sharing a little bit about that at the summit too. And hey, Molly Schrader coming in from Minnesota, if you don't mind joining us. Oh, we don't hear you. You might need to unmute.
Hi, I am Molly Schrader, and I am a Technology Integration Specialist in Edina, Minnesota, and also a Google Certified Teacher and Google Apps for Education Certified Trainer. And I have been helping to plan the California Summit talent, so the presenters and the Googlers that are going to be there sharing with you. And that's what I'm most excited about for the summit, is the fact that we're going to have real live Googlers, engineers. A lot of the Google Apps for Education team is going to be there to share with us. So we're really excited about the lineup of presentations. It's really going to be for people who are just getting started with Google Apps for Education and would consider themselves beginners, all the way through people who are just really excited to geek out over Google and talk about Google Scripts and some of the less known features of Google Apps for Education. And if you register, one of the first 200 people to register for the Google Apps Summit, we're really excited because you're going to have a chance to win a tour of the Googleplex. And I've had the chance to visit that place a couple times, and I dream about a school that looks as fun to be at as the Googleplex in Mountain View, California. So I'm really excited about that opportunity for people. I'm actually going to probably pop off as I'm not going to share a tip, and I've got another somewhere to go, but I'm really excited about the summit and for everybody to join us.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us today, Molly.
See you, Mo.
And Rushton, do you mind giving us, telling us a little bit about yourself and what you'll be presenting, and maybe what you're working on this summer, the week after?
Absolutely, absolutely. And sound okay?
Oh, absolutely. Sounds good.
Well, my name is Rushton Hurley. It is a pleasure to be able to talk to folks. I travel hither, thither, and yon to get to teachers in different places and try to help them understand the possibilities related to technology. And while you can learn about all kinds of great teaching and learning options with different Google tools, my focus is actually going to be more on how to get teachers to kind of find their inner explorer, to work with each other with these kinds of tools, to be able to discuss possibilities for their school, promote the really strong programs that they have, connect better with the community, and work better to find those things that make it all the better professional existence to be in a place where people are doing that kind of exploring. So that'll be my focus. What I'm doing, in addition to running a little nonprofit called nextvista.org, I also run a professional development program called Merit, Making Education Relevant and Interactive Through Technology. And that is a program that will be kicking in, the Summer Institute, for which anyway, will be kicking in the weeks following the summit. And anyone interested in learning more about that and maybe applying to being a part of the 2013 cohort is certainly welcome to contact me with questions.
Awesome. Thanks, Rushton. And since you're with us, John, do you mind telling us a little bit about who you are and where you're from?
Well, I'm John Hall. I'm from Salida School District. I'm the coordinator of education services, and you know, my noobness is showing because I didn't realize I would be sharing in this little presentation. But no, I'm just excited. I'm going to be signed up for the summit this summer, and we're looking at implementing Google Apps for Education. You know, in these tough budget times, we're trying to push the technology envelope at low cost. So this is going to be a big time and a big transition for us.
One of the things we say at the Google Teacher Academy is we are but lead learners, and we're learning here with you. I've discovered today that when you're hosting an on-air hangout, you can't share your screen. So thought I had a workaround earlier, and it seems to be failing me right now. But if possible, I'll jump on and share a cool tip with you guys later. But Jim, you had one queued up, and you've got a screen share button, right?
Yeah, I do, and I always love being surprised by being the first one to go. Yeah, I do. You know what, I'm going to be talking about calendar. It's one of my things that I really think is underused by a lot of people. So let me see if I can jump in here and share this screen with you. And you should be looking at a calendar right about now. Would you agree with that? Say yes.
Agreed.
Okay,
Agreed.
great. Thank you. And one of the things that I think a lot of people don't use enough of is the appointment slot. So what I'll be showing is when you click over to Week View, this is today's date. I can click on here, and then you'll see this little link for an appointment slot. And I can go in here and edit the details of this appointment slot. And I'll just call it a test. And then you'll also notice that I can create 30-minute appointment slots throughout the day. So let's just kind of bump this up for a little while. And it's as simple as that. Now I've created these appointment slots for people to sign up for. Right? So I can just click on that. The best part about this is kind of an advanced move is that you can take that appointment calendar and embed that into a site. So I just created that. Here's my appointment calendars embedded to this site. And just like I thought it would happen right in the middle of a demo, it doesn't seem to want to show up. So, but trust me, it looks really cool. I'll show you one I did last week. This is what it looks like. You get these appointment slots that people who sign into their Google account can go over and click on and sign up for a particular event. Appointment slots are really cool, but then adding them to a Google site is a little bit of an advanced move that I think everybody can benefit from. So, yeah, hopefully people will get some really great tips on how to use Calendar in the classroom and how to use it with Google Apps for Education as well.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Thanks, Tim. I'm seeing that as, and I got to mute my backup one. I'm seeing that as a great way for, say, parents to sign up for conferences or kids to sign up for presentations or office hours or some sort of equivalent to that. So, yeah, awesome. Good one. And way to default to the cooking show format of, here's the one I started earlier, right? Dan or Rushton, either one of you have a tip you might be interested in sharing?
Well, I have endless tips for people, but I'm actually going to one-up you just a little bit, Mark. I'm not going to share a tip as much as a strategy, because one of the things that is easy to do at the conference is to show people tips like the similar button or show people how to do various smaller tricks. One of the things I'm hoping to get across in the conference is that a lot of people don't understand that when they're taking on these more interesting, challenging kinds of searches, actually should have a strategy in place. And so what I'll be talking about is what does it mean to be a sort of literate searcher. And literacy, to me, in search means that you actually understand the way information is shaped, what it looks like when it's not working. So it's understanding, for example, how to start your search and then where to go next and when to fail and when to call someone. And so I'll be talking about those kinds of trade-offs because, frankly, social intelligence is as much of being a good researcher as being able to know how to move the bits and bytes around. You know, it's one thing to be able to, for example, make a fusion table that allows you to visualize the data about the spread of, a particular disease across agricultural California. It's another thing to know who actually has the latest data on that and who's the authority on that. And so that's one of the things I want to talk about is this sort of more literate strategic perspective on search. Because, like I said, I can teach you Control F in about 30 seconds. But teaching people how to think about these things more deeply, more richly. That's really what I want to get to this conference and larger story this summer.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that talk. I'm not so sure I want to follow that with a tip now, but Rushton, is there any chance you've got anything else you'd like to share?
Oh, I can certainly share a thought.
Please.
While a lot of the things about morale and getting teachers kind of up to speed on possibilities professionally with technology kind of don't lend themselves to a little tip, nevertheless, I think that there are some good things that people might do with certain tools that are available now. So, for example, let's highlight two things related to YouTube. One of the things that a lot of people don't know is that there is a video editor in YouTube. And if you go to the video manager and you look towards the left and then a little to the right of that, and you're like, well, why don't you just show it? Well, anyway. You can find this video editor that allows you to bring in not just the stuff that you've uploaded, but Creative Commons footage that other people have put on there. You can add music there. You can add transitions and titles. It's pretty darn cool. Another thing that sometimes will hold people back from using YouTube, and that may be, the kind of thing where they're like, well, I'm not sure I want to use this in class or use this in a staff meeting, as we talk about different things, because there's going to be something distracting that shows up because here's this educational video, and then there's this interesting related video that has to do with piercing some interesting part of your body. I understand. One of the cool ways of working with that is to say, okay, well, in Google Docs, you can create a Google presentation where each slide in the presentation has an embedded YouTube video. And if you put the name of that video just somewhere on the slide, then when you look at the list of slides in a presentation, you can immediately go to whichever video you want, and there won't be anything on that slide other than the name of the video on the video. Ta-da! Ding! So anyway, so there you go. There's a couple of thoughts for you.
Nicely done. Classic Rushton Hurley style, too. But we're excited to have you there with us, Rushton.
Hey, man, proud to be here.
So I'm going to, at the risk of not showing a search strategy, I'm going to see if I can get away with showing a tip as well as Jim Sill did there. I'm going to switch computers here real quick.
Hey, tips are cool too, Mark. I didn't mean to spoil your story here.
All right, hopefully you guys are now seeing me with a slightly different backdrop. So I'm going to hit my screen share. And I'm going to share one of my favorite tips about Google Books. So if you come to Google Books, I'm getting an echo on myself, so hopefully it doesn't sound too bad to you guys. Nope, okay, cool. If you go to Google Books and you search for something like, say, crime and punishment, Dostoevsky, I used to teach senior English for the AP class, and we would do a unit on this, of course. And one of our assignments was always to write an essay and back up your thesis using direct quotes from the book. And the reality is, if they didn't, say, highlight it in their first pass through the book, they were probably not going to be able to see what was going on and not be able to pull out the particular text throughout the book. Oh, good, my echo's gone. It's going to be so much easier to talk and think. At any rate, if we go into one of my favorite editions here in Google Books, because, of course, Google has scanned in tens of millions of volumes, I like to say that you can search the world's libraries from Google Books. We can find a full view version of Crime and Punishment, the Dostoevsky novel. And unlike the half-annotated versions, paper versions that my students are working with, they can come here and search for something like, say, the word forgive or forgiveness, if they're writing a thesis on, say, forgiveness and crime and punishment. And they're going to find all 7 results in the book where forgiveness is a direct quote. Maybe they could back up to forgive and find 26 passages where forgive is quoted in the book, and they can click through to the direct quote and see whether or not it's relevant to their thesis. This is all very cool, but of course I'd have to teach my kids how to go to Google Books and do all this, which I'm a big fan of, but there's another very awesome shortcut you can do, which is at Google Books you can click on this link, get a direct link to the book and put it on your site, or grab this code, just copy and paste. You can blindly copy and paste that into a Google site where you've got your calendar embedded, right, Jim? So I'm going to edit this page on the site. I've already got a description of their project. I've got a YouTube video embedded and a sample essay. But I'm going to come over here in this column, go to the HTML code here, blindly paste in the embed code from Google Books, hit save, and now on the site for my final project here for the Crime and Punishment unit, I've got the video embedded, which should pop in here any moment. I've also got the book embedded. At this resolution, it goes off the screen a little bit, and I've got the sample essay embedded. The beauty is this embedded book is also searchable. So there's all 26 indications or places where forgive shows up within the book. They can skip through those and see whether or not they're relevant to their essay and quickly and easily directly quote from the novel for their thesis. So that's sort of my quick tip is go to Google Books where tens of millions of books are scanned in, search the world's great libraries, find direct quotes for your projects, and you can also embed the book directly into a Google site for your students so that they can do that themselves right off of your class website.
Yeah. So Mark, can I build on your demo here a little bit? One of the
Please
things,
do, particularly if you can one-up me with a search strategy, right?
No. Actually, if you go back to your screen share, because one of the things I wanted to actually use that search button there, because to leverage your example a little bit, one of the things that students will do is they say, well, I got to look for forgive, then I got to look for forgiveness, then I got to look for forgiving. Oh my gosh, what can I do? And I think if you change that search to FORGIV, you'll get all of those in one thing. So you don't actually have to search for a whole word. You can actually.
I don't think it. Yeah, I was trying this earlier. I tried to use the wildcard, and it didn't seem to work either.
Okay.
And this is giving me no results for forgive. Do you mean forgive with an E?
Oh, okay. So it's giving you suggestions here. Okay. Sorry. This is one of those things where actually it is searching the whole word here. So sorry. What you might try is forgive or forgiving, and see if that works.
Oh, yeah. Let's try that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you're hoping is it has some of the same operators as Google search, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
this is experimental. Yeah.
Yes, now it ramped up to 32 options. It's got forgive and forgiveness. Fantastic.
Yeah. So
nicely done. Way to bring it home.
I didn't intend this, but it's actually a really nice example of the difference between a Control-F search, which is searching for substrings, and this, which is a Google-style search, which is searching for entire words. So if you want to do the synonyms or variants on the term, you can do forgiveness or mercy or forgiving. And as you correctly showed, use the capital OR. And it works beautifully.
Awesome.
Oh, I love that tip. That's a great tip.
And if nothing else, we're modeling a little bit of trial and error, right? A little bit of experimentation and learning by doing, right?
Yeah, it's a really good thing to model, because I find a lot of teachers don't do that because they want to make sure everything's going to work out perfectly. The reality is it's great to show this to your students.
Pardon me while I was switching back here. But yeah, thank you. It's a great set of tips, a great philosophy, and hopefully some good modeling on our part, right? Well, while we've got John here, I'm not going to put you on the spot to share anything, John, but do you have any questions about the summit or for any of the people that shared just now?
I'm not really. I probably have come up with some questions as we look to implementation. I think our questions are going to be around the ease of implementation, what kind of PD we're going to need to develop for staff and teachers. Because, we have the varying degrees of ability levels that we're going to have to address. And while some of this is going to be easy for me, certainly it's not going to be easy for the regular classroom teacher. So those kinds of tips and strategies are going to be grateful. And, that book thing is going to be great for us, because I have a lot of teachers that are wanting to do novels in the classroom, and, money is tight in California, and that's not kind of where we want to spend the money right now. So, no, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good, awesome. And these are great.
Well, I'm actually glad you brought up the technical implementation too, because we're going to have a whole strand for technical issues, for technical folks, if you will. We're also going to have a strand for higher ed, and a strand that we're calling Getting Geeky, and the strand that we're calling Getting Started, so that we can kind of meet various needs of different attendees. That's the other one that dropped out of my head, sorry, is a leadership strand, so a strand for educational leaders. So I imagine you'd probably find good content in both of those strands, educational leaders and the IT strand. Right? Fantastic. But yeah, of course, it's going to come down to PD, and hopefully if you're able to bring some people to this, they'll pick up some nuggets they can go back and share. Anybody else have anything to add before we wrap up?
I think it'll be just a couple of really great 2 days to hear from these speakers that we're seeing here, and all the others that are coming out to share. And I even think the common area will be really exciting. A lot of great conversations develop in that common area where people start meeting each other and start building networks together too. So really exciting, good stuff.
Yeah, moments to sit down.
I would also add that since you're going to be you who are going to be in Santa Clara, California, will be in Santa Clara, California. One of the things you want to know is that we got a ton of good food here. Matter of fact, I lived in Japan for 2 years. I taught Japanese language, and just from my own experience, the best Japanese restaurant in the Bay Area is in Santa Clara. It's called Hatcho, H-A-T-C-H-O. And so if you're looking for some major good Japanese food, head that way. I am not paid by them.
More importantly, if you get a chance to have a meal with Rushton, definitely grab that opportunity. Well, thanks. Anything else to add, Dan? I'm excited that you're joining us, and I can't wait for your talk. And that hour after Dan's talk will be in that common area Jim's talking about with food and coffee, so we can all pick each other's brains. So.
Yeah, I plan on being there the entire time, and I suspect there will be more than me, just as other Googlers will be coming in and out. So there'll be a lot of people there you can tap into. So I think this is a really great resource for people who can attend. And for the Googlers who are there, it's a great opportunity for us to learn as well. So it's a two-way street. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well,
yeah, I think that's the really exciting part, is that literally Googlers are going to be there, and to be able to kind of find out what you guys are doing and how you do it. That's just going to be outstanding. For somebody I've done these a few times. I can't wait to hear more about like what you're doing, Dan, and how other people are doing it.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for joining us, and John too. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Thank you.
I'm going to let you guys all go, but I'm going to stop the broadcast, and we'll have the recording up as soon as it's available.
All right.
See you all soon.